Hey all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. This is the Dr. Shabai Show, and on this show, I like to talk about how feminism has destroyed society as well as relationships, families, home, and the dating world. And then I also like to talk about hot topics, and I review videos that I see that's circling the internet. And so today, I want to talk about Lizzo. Lizzo, we all know who she is. She is a rapper and singer who has recently lost weight. And I think it's wonderful, but I also want to talk about how she has lied to her fans. And then I also want to talk about how Hooters is about to file for bankruptcy. And this is all connected. So you will find out once you watch my video. So let's get started. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content.
Bye, bitch.
So yeah, I wanted to show that video about Lizzo saying, bye to her old self. And one of the things that when Lizzo was much, much bigger, it was about body positivity. And it's so different and strange that when you're fat, you're happy, you say that you are, but then once you lose the weight, then that's when you decide, okay, I wasn't happy, now I am. And that's the lie I feel like Lizzo has told her fans. I mean, she made it seem like she was so happy, she didn't care what anyone said, being a big girl was just fine. But why did she lose weight? Was it just to be healthier? I'm sure, but I also think that her ridicule was just too much for her. She didn't like the fact that she would, get so much hate. And I don't agree with being hateful to anyone. But I think there's this thing called shame that, kind of worked for her. I mean, she just got sick of being shamed of exposing her body and it not being healthy. And so that is what the hypocrisy is. You say you love your body, you this, you're that, and be proud of whoever you are, which you should be. But I feel like it wasn't true. She only did what she was doing to get the attention and get more sales for her CD and record, so that is why I wanted to do this video. I do want to commend her for losing weight because it's a very, very difficult thing to do. And she has done it slowly, which is a lot healthier than people who are doing it really fast. But I think she needs to be honest with her fans and say that if you can get healthy and lose weight, you should, and it will help you to live a healthier, longer life. It's not just about looks. It is about, health, being healthy and feeling good, so that is the lie that she told her fans. And so I wonder, is she going to say anything or address it? Not saying that she's never said that her fan, you all should not be healthy, but she didn't promote it, as much when she was bigger as when now, since she's transitioning into a healthier body. So that is the thing, you say that women should be loved and accepted at any size, which, there are men that love women who are big. But the problem is there are a lot who do not. And a lot of them will sleep with a woman that's big, but they won't make them their long-term girlfriend or wife, especially when you're younger. Because my grandmother used to always say that you don't want to struggle with your weight in your 20s because you haven't even had kids yet. And most women get bigger after they have children. So if you walk into, a marriage and you're really big and the guy, doesn't care, but your health will care. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about with Lizzo, the lies that she tells her fans. So the next story I want to talk about is Hooters. I'm going to show you this story and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Iconic restaurant chain Hooters about to shut its doors? Bloomberg News reports the chain may be on the brink of filing for bankruptcy. Hooters once had 430 locations around the world. 40 have shuttered in the U.S. in the past year alone, possibly joining other famous chains that have gone bankrupt recently, including Red Lobster and TGI Fridays, due to the pandemic and inflation. But there's another issue specific to Hooters. In the Me Too era, Hooters was seen as a throwback to another time when scantily clad waitresses seemed like a fun idea.
What's happened with Hooters?
I think that Hooters specifically might seem a little outdated. Maybe they need to update, maybe a little less emphasis on lack of clothing and more emphasis on the food product that they're serving.
Amy Ambrose was a Hooters waitress for 13 years. Chelsea Mitchell for a decade.
Do you think that Hooters' time has passed, or do you still think it's relevant?
I don't think it's past. It's a sports bar. Chicken wings are never going to go out of style.
I think that there was a few things that they maybe fell a little bit behind on, but I hope that they can dig out of that hole because it's a special place.
So I want to take a second to talk about Hooters. So as you noticed, they don't mention anything about how they changed their policy because, before a woman had to wear a certain size. And I am not someone that condone discrimination. I'm not saying that. However, Hooter was known for if the woman couldn't fit in a size certain shorts or top, then they couldn't work there. And so it is interesting how, they're not even talking about it, but they did change that policy. So no matter what size you are, you can work at Hooters and wear those shorts. And it's just kind of strange that if you're not physically fit, why would you want to flaunt your body? And that's the first thing that no one's talking about. And of course, sales went down because most men, and they did try to change it to make it a family friendly restaurant, which I understand that too. But most men who went there, they were having, a fantasy of a woman in their head. And you get fed and, you were looking for a certain type of woman and you would tip her because she made you feel special. And so if you are a man, biologically, you can't force what you're attracted to. You're attracted to what you're attracted to. And so, of course, sales went down and no one's talking about that, and the other side of it is that was considered risque, back in the day when Hooters first started, and now we have an explosion on the internet such as OF, where men can go and pay a certain amount of money to see these pictures. So why would they pay to go to a restaurant where they're not even attracted to the waitress anymore? So that is the silent elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about. And if they are going to compete, then they still need to have what it is that men want, if it's only catering to men. So if we're talking about a family friendly restaurant, then they need to do away with the whole outfit and all that stuff, because if we're bringing our children, they don't care to see a skimpy dressed woman. So they really need to figure out what their brand is going to be, either if it's going to be what it was, then to update it, or just do away with that whole notion of, you know, sexy waitresses and all that stuff. So this is my opinion. I would love to keep the conversation going. What do you all think? Please drop your comments, and I truly appreciate that you're watching and listening to my video. If you don't mind sharing, and if you like my content, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Bye.